What's goody, everybody? You can't see me right now, but this is nobody from the Wakey podcast. I did an episode on Facebook yesterday. Well, it wasn't an episode, it was more like a minor segment, something small, just something that I wanted to get off my chest. Now, here comes yesterday. Here comes what I want to talk about today. Yesterday, I got into the topic of the saying, nothing is black and white. Nothing's always black and white. There's always a gray area in between. There's always that gray lining. And, I spouted out a lot of what I was saying, a lot of my ideals and my feeling with that conversation or that topic. What comes to mind with me as far as it goes. Now, here's one of the things that goes into that topic, that enlists itself into that topic, and it's very, very big for everybody. All of you guys out there in the world, anybody that's gonna listen to this and start to listen to the podcast. Here's what it is. And just so y'all know, the podcast is on Spotify and Anchor under Wakey by Nobody, hosted by Felix Velez, me. And we talk about a lot of serious shit, bullshit, and funny shit. We sometimes get into reviews and episode reactions and all of that, but honestly, we can't go live. We have no video, no episode reactions for them videos. I got to get all of that editing process and all of that. All right, but back to the thing. Yeah, so come and listen to us. Come and listen to me, Nobody, and my boys Elixir, D, Corleone, fucking Diablo from the Fly or Die review show, and a few other people. But here's what I wanted to say. The one thing that falls as a real big word and a big expectation from people is trust. Trust is one of the most, it's an expectation from anybody. They want to trust you, and if they can't trust you, it's like the world done broke down on them, or the world done broke down because they couldn't trust you the way they wanted to. Here's the shit. I read on Facebook, there was once a post that somebody posted up, and it went like this. One day, I found my boyfriend. It was a girl who wrote this, I guess. It was like, she said, one day I found my boyfriend cheating on me. And, I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me. I spazzed on him and yelled at him. And she was like, she said, I told him, why would you do this to me? Oh my God, you wasn't supposed to do this to me. And he was like, what the fuck do you mean? You've known me. You've known me. I've done this. This was how I was when you met me, and you still got with me. So why would you do that? So later on throughout the day, or later on through that week, she done told her sister about the situation, and she said, damn, you can't trust nobody no more, or anything like that. Her sister then again goes to state, no, trust them, trust everybody. Trust everybody to do exactly what you know they're gonna do. Trust and believe that they're gonna be themselves and who they are when you've known them from the longest. Basically, in the sense, is like it gave me a lot to think about in that sense, because I used to think that trust was a factor of what it was. Like, okay, don't trust anybody. If this person can't be loyal to you, don't trust them. Or if this person is talking to a person that you don't fuck with, don't trust them. Shit like that. Here's the thing. And I've heard this from a family member or a family friend or whatever you call it. But us Puerto Ricans, we aim them as family members, right? Basically, this family member said, I used to know this one man. And this guy would have your back through thick and thin, fight anybody, be willing to throw hands, whoop ass, and all of that. And I trusted him. I fucked with him. But I also knew he was a person that if I sent him to go get me an ounce of weed, I know that a gram or two is going to be missing. When I heard that, that gave me a thought, and I was like, okay, so why the fuck would you keep him around? Like, it makes no sense. If you can't trust him, he's gonna take shit from you. Here's the thing. I can trust him to be who he is. I know who he is. I know he's gonna take from me. I know he's gonna steal from me. But I also know at the end of the day, if there's ever some shit that I have to get into, that guy has my back. And that hit me, because I'm sitting there like, okay, let me think. Why? Like, why would you trust him? He was like, you know what? There's a few people in your life right now that you don't think you can complete. You are on the fence about trusting them. And it's because of this mentality of, oh, don't trust a person because of this. Don't trust a person because of that. Don't allow a person to do this. Don't allow a person to do that. Or be talking to you or this, and this if they've done this because da-da-da. And it's like, no, that's the issue. You're always going to find somebody that you can't trust to do a certain thing for you, or that you can trust to be this certain type of way. But there's always going to be somebody that breaks that bridge and wall of trust that fucks you up in some type of... Everybody's going to break your trust in some type of way. It doesn't matter. There's going to be ways where you find out yourself that your best friend might not be the person that you want to that you want around because of this, because of that, because he does certain things, because he acts certain ways, or she acts certain ways, or she does certain things. Thing about it is, you've known these people and you've been around them for your whole life. This is another topic that I want to go on the show that goes under that concept of the gray lining, because you can say you can't trust your man to, let's say you got a boyfriend or a husband, or let's say you got a brother or a family member that you know is a crackhead, that you know is a fiend, that you know they take shit and they do certain shit. But when it comes to your kids, when it comes to your household, to protect your shit, like, you can trust that man to protect everything, yo. But that is your number one call, yo. If you come here because this is happening, this is what's about to happen, boom. That'll be your number one call when that shit is going down. But you know, if you allow this man in your house for too long, he's gonna steal something so he can buy his drugs. You trust that man. Just the same as you trust that man to protect your house just the same as you trust that he's gonna steal from you. So at my end point, if whoever wants to talk about this, have a comment on it, put it down in the comments, subscribe, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. You know, like my video if you like it. But what I took out of those stories and what I took out of those concepts is, you can only trust a person to be who they are. So be observant. And don't let yourself fall fool to the shit that people around you are doing, or people that you feel around you are da-da-da. Here's the fact. You can't trust anybody. It's the truth. But you can trust. You can't trust anybody to have your back completely or be there on your side completely, because there's going to be some shit that they can't get away from. There's going to be some shit that they can't stop to be by your side, but you can always trust them to be the person who they are and do exactly what they do. So just keep that in mind. Trust a person to do exactly what you know they're going to do. But don't live your life on the factor of whether you can or cannot trust a person, because everybody in some way in your psyche and your mentality is going to betray you. Either way, don't matter. It's in your head. So regardless of anything, it's your problem. It's not theirs. But everybody is gonna betray you in some type of way because you feel like they are. So just don't live your life trying to find somebody to trust or trying to find people to trust. Live your life knowing the people around you. So that way you can know who you can put that trust in, as opposed to blindly giving that trust to somebody else. That was me. This is Wakey. I'm nobody. Deuces.